Welcome to Fringe Fanatics with Chad Lee and Chris Sane.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It is episode 90.
That's
of
right.
Fringe Fanatics,
We're
man.
in the 90s, man.
We are 10 away from the, vaunted 100 episode.
And you know what they say, the 90s are the best era.
I don't agree with that at all.
What?
I would say 70s if I was to be honest, but the 80s were better than the 90s.
I don't know, man. That's when we grew up, was the 90s.
I
So
know.
you automatically got to be biased. Come on now.
No, it's just I don't like it.
I feel you. That's when all the
Music sucked, grunge
technology.
happened.
I hear
Here's
ya.
bad news. But anyways, I am Chris Zane, as
And
always.
I am Chad Lee.
Yes. And on this episode 90, we're going a little off the rails for you. We don't have a guest this week. We did have a guest planned, but scheduling snafus, along with it being a holiday week, kind of switched things up for us.
They were wrenching things, but no big deal.
we-
You get us.
You get us for probably at least an hour and a half. We always say it's going to be a short episode. It's just us bullshitting, but guess what happens when we bullshit?
We get to talking.
And then we go way over. It's like 2
right.
hours, and
That's
we're just drunk and yapping at each other. But we have a lot to talk about still. I mean, NFL,
Free agency's been going nuts.
NBA, NHL free agency, the draft in the NBA and the NHL. We'll touch on a little bit. It's kind of
There
old
was a
news at this
UFC
point.
pay-per-view last week.
UFC 303 happened.
Mm-hmm.
Big stuff there. NFL, still always the NFL machine keeps pumping stuff out. We got John Gruden. Is he back? Is he not? He's not, but we'll let you know what's
Definitely
going on
not.
with that. And the NFL lost their lawsuit, and they're now might have to pay us some monies.
It's about time. We pay them enough money.
Yeah,
Give it back.
Yeah. Well, and then YouTube. It's only $380 for NFL Sunday Ticket this year. Like, oh, thanks for the discount, guys.
Yeah, seriously.
But anyways, episode 90 is here, and as always, every episode we have been featuring a player that has worn that episode's number to the greatest and fullest of that number's potential. And this week we have Julius Peppers.
A stud.
Yeah.
Julius Peppers, man. Going down the list is just his career highlights. Just go. It's a long list, pretty much.
Yeah, definitely.
So you want to start it off?
Yeah, I'll start it off. Julius Frazier Peppers is an American former professional football player who was a defensive end and linebacker. We know those go hand in hand at this point. He played his college football for the North Carolina Tar Heels, where he was recognized as a unanimous All-American and was selected by the Carolina Panthers second overall in the 2002 NFL Draft, and also played for the Bears from 2010 through 2013, and the Green Bay Packers, which, rivalries right there. You don't jump that ship too much. But
Yep.
from 24 to 2016, after rejoining the Panthers for the 2017 season, he retired after the 2018 NFL season.
Wow, what a long career.
Yeah, damn long career for
Yeah.
especially a defensive player.
Yeah, Peppers was named to the Pro Bowl 9 times in both the first and second All-Pro teams, 3 times each. In his rookie season, he was named NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2002, where he recorded 12 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, and an interception. Wow. All while playing only 12 games? Jesus. Holy shit.
yeah, he was a stud, man.
This is what I love about this. We're all learning, man.
We are always learning.
Yeah, it's great. He was named to the 2000s and 2010s All-Decade teams. In 2024, Peppers was selected for induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, becoming the first player drafted by the Carolina Panthers to be inducted. Which might be the last for a while.
Well, for a little while. Yeah, it's definitely, not going to be anybody that was just drafted last year. But, he rolled down his list of accomplishments: NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, 3-time first team All-Pro, 04, 06, and 2010, 3-time second team All-Pro, 08, 09, and 2012, 9-time Pro Bowler, 2004 to 2006, 2008 to 2012, and then 2015, a member of the NFL 2000s All-Decade team, as well as the 2010s All-Decade team, All-Rookie team, Carolina Panthers Hall of Honor, 100 Greatest Bears of All Time, which is pretty wild.
Wow, he only played there 2 years.
For 3 years. Well, yeah.
Yeah, 3.
2010 to 2013, but still, that's insane. Lombardi Award, Chuck Bednarik Award, and the Bill Willis Trophy, all in 2001, unanimous unanimous All-American in 2001. Basically got every single, accolade you could get in college in his final year. His jersey's been retired for the Tar Heels, jersey number 49, and he's in the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame, whereas Chad mentioned before, we didn't even realize he grew up in North Carolina, played college in North Carolina, was drafted by North Carolina, by Carolina, and then was, eventually retired in Carolina.
He's got to be the pride of North Carolina, along with, Jordan and a few others.
Yeah.
I think, Steph's from North Carolina?
Steph Curry?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's from one of the Carolinas.
Oh, I don't know.
Charlotte. Yeah, because his dad played for Charlotte Hornets back in the day, I think it was. I think that's why he grew up there. So, Peppers was also a super athlete. He lettered in basketball and was voted all-conference as a power forward in 4 consecutive years. In 1998, Southern Nash won the state championship in track for the first time in school history. Peppers contributed as a sprinter, winning the state championship in the 4x400. As a man that's probably 6'5", 6'7", 295.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was in high school running track, but damn, what an athlete.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah, guy was a legit, basketball, was a walk-on the men's basketball team in North Carolina, which, as we know, is no slouch when it comes to NCAA basketball, but guy's an all-around just athlete.
Yeah, and to speak from experience, back when I used to play a lot of Madden, I used to use the Carolina Panthers. I mean, this is high school days. I used to use the Carolina Panthers when it was like Jake Delhomme, when they went to the Super Bowl pretty much, Deshaun Foster, those guys, Steve Smith. And I would always, how you can be one player, or whatever you want to call it, on defense. I would always choose Julius Peppers. Yeah. And I would spread him out 3 yards past the line of scrimmage.
And barreling in from the edge.
Easily get through every time. It's like a cheat move, man. It's because he was so good.
Yeah, he is really good. And actually, he, in the NCAA tournament, scored 21 points and grabbed 10 rebounds in a loss to Penn State in the second round.
All-around athlete. Hats off to you, Mr. Julius Peppers, number 90.
Yes, indeed. And on that note, we shall, and I haven't said that in a while. I've just noticed it's become such a thing in the beginning when I would say, and on that note.
Yeah.
But
dude, it's just your thing, man.
It's my thing.
Good, dude.
Just and we're back. Anyways, cheers to you guys. We appreciate each and every single one of you that tunes in each week, whether it be streaming or after the fact. And as always, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all things social media. Chad Lee, here's to you. What?
Real quick, Chris and I were talking before the podcast, and the numbers have been going up. We do appreciate you guys. Keep it going. We really love you guys. So here's to you guys and episode 90.
Episode 90.
Good, sir.
Here we go. 10 away. 10 weeks. 100.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Been a minute since I had some whiskey.
What is this?
It's like some, it says on the back, J. Rieger & Co.
Ooh,
it's kind of burn to it.
Bite.
Yeah. Singes the taste buds. All right. Well, Chris.
Yes.
It is Wednesday. We're recording a little bit later than we normally do, but I intentionally haven't talked to you for the past 2 days at work, 3 days basically. So...
yeah, we basically just ignore each other, so we don't talk about our lives. Otherwise, we have nothing to tell you guys about. So
yeah,
he doesn't.
No, we're joking. I do. I'm really busy throughout the day.
He ignores me a lot.
Tell me how your weekend went, sir.
This weekend was pretty laid back. Didn't do a whole lot. Meryl had Magic Makers thing on Saturday. So I hung out with the new dogs, which that's been going really well. Sunday we just kind of had a day to hang out together and not do too much.
That's cool.
Watched a bunch of reruns of shows basically, which is now I feel like the thing that we all do. I don't know about you guys.
We do that at night before we fall asleep. We've been watching a lot of Roseanne and Home Improvement.
Oh, nice. We did the Home Improvement thing when we first moved into the house because, like I told you, we couldn't get internet forever.
Oh, yeah.
And so we basically had to watch, actual legit cable.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. And, well, it's digital cable now. So we got, one of those $20 digital cable antennas, and then we were watching, there's, shit, I can't. Oh, I cussed already. Damn it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dude, 954.
We lost all our
I don't
money
think
now.
that really counts, though. It's not a total bad word. But nonetheless, we watched, I forget what it is. There's like on the local cable through the air, there was like a comedy channel.
Okay.
And it would play a bunch of How I Met Your Mother,
Nice.
Home Improvement, like all those old sitcoms. What's the one with the blonde chick? It was like her name. Damn it. I can't remember what it was.
Not Clarissa.
No, it was like an old lady. Not older. She was older.
I can't think of it.
I can't either.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it doesn't matter. But, yeah. I watched a bunch of that stuff, and Home Improvement we watched a lot of because it was always on, like, in the
It's wild,
evening
man. It was a
time.
different time back then making shows, man. Like,
Yeah.
what he got away with, it's like,
Yeah.
it's a different time. It really was.
Times has changed,
Yeah,
man.
I always love Wilson, man. Wilson cracks me up. Wilson.
You just see the
Yep,
just the
never
smoke
see
of
his mouth.
face, yeah.
Yeah, it cracks me up.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
that's
a
cool,
good
dude.
show.
Sunday was a good day to chill because it was super hot.
Yeah, that's been the thing. Like on the weekends, this last like week here in Colorado, it's been so hot. It's like I'm not going outside.
Yeah.
You basically have like 3 hours in the morning and then like 3 hours in the evening before it's too dark to do anything.
Yeah, because going out during the day, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's not too much fun.
Yeah, I also wanted to mention we said we didn't have a guest, but we actually do have a guest. Andy Reid is joining us.
Yep, you're welcome, guys. Yeah, I just need the mustache. I need the glasses.
and a couple like 100 pounds or
Yeah,
so.
pretty
Yeah,
much,
We'll
yep.
get-
Speaking of that, I did want to throw out a little
Yeah.
shout out. Happy birthday to my mom,
Oh,
who got me this shirt for
Yes.
when I was going to go to Mexico last November. But I figured if I walked around everywhere with weed leaves on it, it might raise some questions. So
it's fine. I didn't
kept
even
this back.
realize
Yeah.
until you told me. I just assumed
yep.
that it was like Hawaiian leaves or something.
Yeah, it kinda
Hawaiian
looks like it, yeah.
flowers.
But it is very Andy Reedish. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about it, but it's perfect. But yeah, happy birthday to Miss Martin.
Yes, Miss Martin.
Yep. So, anything else you want to talk about with your rig? You had Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as well. You had band practice Monday?
Yeah, we did band practice Monday. We're recording demos.
So you guys are playing with looks like a pretty interesting band here coming up.
Well, they're actually going to be our music break guest this week. They're called the SOAPGIRLS, and they're from somewhere in
Do
South
they play in their
America.
underwear? From their picture, it looks like it.
they play topless sometimes.
Wow.
But there is issues with their work visas, so
what
this
I saw.
show
Where are they from?
might not be happening. Somewhere in South America. From
Holy
what I've
shit.
gathered.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't really know. I
That's-
probably should have
that's
done
wild,
a little
man.
bit more of a deep dive into that. But
You
here
guys are
we
really,
are.
this will be like your third band in a row that you're opening up for? That's a chick band?
Maybe. I don't remember the last show we played before the other one. But yeah, we are,
Dude,
We're
it's
all
awesome,
inclusive,
man. That's
dude.
what's up,
You
dude.
know?
I love it, man.
Plus,
They rock.
chick bands bring out more people.
I know it's probably not the most politically correct term, but the all-female bands,
Yeah.
they've been kicking ass.
Our old bass player, Jared, this is a really funny story.
Oh, I know Jared.
Yeah, you know Jared. Jared, awesome dude. I love the guy. I always will love him. He poured a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into the Born Readies for, I think, like 4 years. But we amicably parted ways. But there was one time we were hanging out. We went to, it was Bushwhackers Saloon, which is way down on South Broadway.
Uh-huh.
And that was when it was owned by Nathaniel Rateliff.
Oh, no
of
shit.
Nathaniel Rateliff.
Yeah, yeah,
and the Night
definitely.
Sweats. They owned it for a brief period of time. Now him and Michael Malone own the Skylark Lounge.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So that's pretty cool. But this was way before that happened, and way before Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats exploded.
Yeah.
Now like the biggest band from Colorado. But we were playing. We weren't even playing at Bushwhackers. He just wanted to go hang out when there was like this band, and I can't remember the name of the band, but it was like an all-female band. And they played an awesome set, but they were like very like feminist female band.
Yeah.
And after they finished playing, we walked up and did the whole like band like, hey, that was a great set. You guys rocked. That was awesome. And Jared's like, you guys rock for chicks. And I was just like, No way did you just say that to them, dude. He's like, you guys are pretty good for chicks, Like,
Oh, dude, that makes so much
holy
sense that Jared
shit,
would say
man.
that.
I can't believe you just said that to them. But, yeah, he did that, so it is what it is.
Hey, man,
But
sometimes we put our foot in our mouth. I told Hannah one time, I was like, yeah, you look really pretty for your age. And I didn't realize that was a bad thing to say.
that statement in and of itself, without any context, is a
You don't
very
need any.
creepy statement.
It took like a good 2 hours to smooth things over after that. I was like, no, like, you look young. And then, nope, it didn't matter how many times I tried to walk it back. I'd put my foot in my mouth.
Yeah.
It lives up there sometimes.
That happened to me once with Chad knows her. Her name's Miranda. She was much younger than us.
I don't remember what you said to her. What did you say?
I called her the wrong name at a party full of people after we'd been hanging out for like
A while.
a month or so.
Damn.
I
It can
don't
happen,
even-
man.
It can. And
Miranda's a really common name.
well, and it is, but I don't even remember the name I said, but like it was not the same name at all. And as soon as I said it, everybody was like, "Oh!" Like they knew what
That
happened.
makes
I was
it
just
even
like,
worse, man.
"Fuck, dude."
It sucks, man.
And after that, you can't go back.
No.
Like, and then the whole time I was like, I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, it is what it is, dude. It sucks, man. But some of us sometimes have foot and mouth syndrome.
Yeah, it's there's foot and mouth disease, but
Yeah, it happens. Yeah,
what can you do?
that's cool.
But your weekend,
The weekend,
about it.
yeah, it was pretty epic. Not gonna lie, and there's no way to sugarcoat it. But we went.
UFC 303. We watched that. We both watched that. Well, you didn't.
No,
watch
I
that.
didn't watch it. I caught the highlights.
Oh yeah,
afterwards.
Chad had a wild weekend.
It
I
was
forgot about that.
epic,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, there's no way to sugarcoat it. That was the
Give us
best
the rundown.
concert of my life. Best concert of my life.
You went Forrest Gump there. Oh my life.
My life. That's what I did. Coffee, dude, dries my mouth out. It sucks,
my
man. I need like water back here or something. Holy shit, man. Odessa, I know it's not your type of tunes or anything like that, but we got pyrotechnics. We got lasers. We got fireworks.
Freaking sharks with laser beams on their head.
We had loud music, man. There was 40,000 people up at Folsom Stadium. It was insane. And we had awesome seats. We got the floor GA. So we got there super early and got up close. I mean, I felt pretty old because there's like, 20-year-olds all around us and everything. And I'm just like trying not to yawn. But
Yeah, well, it's just like with sports too. We're getting to that point where it's like we're watching 20-year-olds, and now there's almost a decade between us and that age range.
well,
and
the
you're
whole
just
Bronny thing makes me feel old too, man. Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, it was incredible. We went up to Boulder. We caught a hotel. That was really chill. And, I mean, it was an incredible show. They just put on – it was just the effort they put – because it's not just like two DJs up there pressing buttons. They're drummers, so – they play their music. They have a drum line that comes out that's from Colorado. That's the one reason they said they wanted to do Boulder. It's because their drum line's from Colorado, and they killed it. They just – it's insane because, like, I've seen Tool, I think, 5 times now, and I've always said the visuals behind Tool are some of the wildest ones I've ever seen, where it's, like, really dark imagery, you can imagine with Tool. But you wouldn't expect from, like – I mean, you can – throw these guys in the EDM category, but it's not quite like that. It's definitely a lot different than some other. It's more of like electronica or whatever. But
Drum and bass.
There's some songs that kind of are more they lean more drum and bass. But dude, it some of their visuals are really like dark and kind of like mysterious and just like it's kind of heavy. It's not just all rainbows and butterflies and shit like that. And so that's one thing that just like gets really hypnotizing. And Big Boy from Outkast opened up, so that was pretty cool. What good way to kick off the party.
What did he do? Like Outkast?
Yeah,
shit?
he did a lot of Outkast songs. He did like a lot of Outkast songs. So
was
pretty
it
cool.
just like samples and then like Andre 3000's parts were recorded?
Yeah, he just didn't really. I think they still played Andre 3000's, but it was just kind of recorded.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
but-
that's fair.
Yeah, it was. It was
That
a
is
great
definitely
time.
weird that he opened up for Odessa.
I know, but she thought it was pretty weird too. But then I remembered like he does move around with the festival circuit a lot because he did a collab album with Fantagram, which is like another kind of electronica kind of group.
I remember hearing about them.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a pretty epic time, man. It was amazing. And then so Sunday we were so wiped out. I spent probably 80% of the day on the couch chilling.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
Yeah, we had a really good time. We've been watching The Bear, checking that out.
Oh, yeah, the new season came out, huh? I still have yet to watch the second season, so I'm super behind on all things TV.
I recommend taking like a Xanax beforehand or something.
Because it's going to give me like flashbacks of working.
No, it just causes so much anxiety. I mean, there's never like a chill moment in the show. It's always like,
yeah,
every
they
time.
do a really good job of building the anxiety in that show.
Man, yeah. I mean, I don't ever take any of the Xanax or anything like that, but God, you feel like you need one. That's for sure.
Well, sometimes you got it. Every once in a while. But
yeah, no, it was a good show, and then went back to work.
Yeah, and then
back
we're
to
here.
reality. Yep, now
back
we're here.
to reality.
Yep, to talk about some sports ball.
Talk about sports. Here we go.
Let's hit the
Time
headlines.
to talk about sports. I'm gonna play the headline music right now.
Headlines! Get your headlines here!
Yeah, as we mentioned, there's a lot still going on in sports, although we are in the lull of sports.
Yeah.
When really all we have is the MLB. But we're going to jump right in, as we always do, with the NFL. So
Let's get after it.
let's get after it.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
Yes, indeed he was. And we're giving you the business of football. So yeah, we talked about it. John Gruden has now lost his bid for reconsideration in the NFL lawsuit, where he basically says that it happened in 2021. He alleges the league forced him to resign from the Raiders by leaking racist, sexist, and homophobic emails that he sent many years earlier when he was at ESPN. And Roger Goodell was also a defendant in the case. He's basically saying that it's kind of like...
They singled him out.
Yeah, they've kind of all colluded against him to basically, blackball him in a sense. Kind of like what they did to one, God damn it, why can't I think of his name? Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
More or less the same thing, but, players don't get to be able to fight it like coaches and stuff can, so he's still trying to do it. I don't know if it's going to actually happen. I mean, they're... Usually when the NFL puts their foot down, there's not too much that can make them change things. They'll find a way around it. So, but
they rule all.
They do rule all. So, it is funny, though, that the emails happened while he was working at ESPN and not even a coach. So it's like that kind of sucks.
It makes it, and I think that's one reason why they came down on him so hard, too, because Disney's like, we ain't going to tolerate this. That makes us look bad.
Yeah.
So...
But...
He's out. Glad we don't have to worry about him anymore, and his microwaved like looking head.
And no more Spider 2Y banana.
Yeah, he's pretty annoying.
But
let's get to the big news, though. NFL ordered to pay $4.7 billion up to maybe 14 after they are found guilty of breaking antitrust laws when it comes to the NFL Sunday ticket package. We touched on this a little bit last week, but it did get decided. They're gonna have to pay.
Yeah, the lawsuit covers 2.4 million residential subscribers, so that means us people are the regular folk. If you paid for Sunday ticket, we'll see how long this goes into litigation and appeals and all that stuff. I mean, it could be years, if not longer, before any actually money's paid out. But 2.4 million regular folks and 48,000 businesses in the United States who paid for the package of out-of-market games from 2011 through 2022 on DirecTV are basically... You might get money back.
Yeah.
And if just off of the number of people and the amount of money off the $4.7 billion, you could get up to $2,000 just from the initial ruling. And if that goes up to 14.39, that could almost triple. So you might almost get like $6,000 from these people. And that's basically for charging people extra money for games that were readily available for free.
Yeah, and this is going to lead to also the possibility that you might be able to get a package where you can just watch your team, basically. Like in the NFL Sunday ticket, if you get it, that means you get access to every game, any team, whatever. But a lot of people don't want to watch that. It's like what you said. Sometimes for a lot of people that's too much football. So I think what they're going to be shifting towards is to fit that trust agreement and not break the antitrust thing. What I've heard is they might offer a package that's, okay, you want to watch just the Ravens games? Bam, here you go.
Well, supposedly that package was offered to them by somebody a few years back, and they shot it down, and they're like, nah, why would we do that when we could just charge everybody?
Well, now they're going to
more?
be forced to.
Yeah, and I mean, should the NFL have to end up paying this money, guess who it's going to cost? Each
players.
team.
Yep.
No, yeah, each team will be on the hook for $449.6 million.
Wow.
That's real money.
And this
Back up
is
the brakes.
all behind the guy, Roger Goodell, that they just extended to.
That's the money full of, or the truck full of money.
And it's going to be backing up to Mr. Jerry Ray's house because
Yes.
he subscribed to
My
it.
dad was a Sunday Ticket subscriber at one point, so I'm hoping it was within those years so
Yeah.
he can get some money. But the NFL is definitely looking at having to change the way they're doing business because I don't know, and I don't know what's going to change this year, but there's already changes happening just because of this ruling. So it'll be interesting how all that plays out.
Oh, I'm excited for football, man. I mean, aside from all that bullshit, the NFL needs to get.
What
their
are we,
shit
like
together.
10 Sundays away from football?
I mean, I don't really think of it in matters like that. I think of it in we're 3 weeks away from training camp.
Oh, yeah.
I know,
But
yeah.
training camp.
But I know. But the thing of it is, guys get hurt in training camp.
That's
so
true.
I follow each training camp day to the T. So we'll see. Speaking of that, another birthday day, Chris Jones, Stone Cold Jones. Wish you a happy birthday. Get at us, man.
Yeah, make sure to shout us out, man. We'd really appreciate
Shares a
it.
birthday with
Chris
my mom.
Jones, man.
My favorite Chiefs player and my mom. Perfect.
We
It's
appreciate you,
amazing.
man. Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
That's very nice
Please
of you.
just show up to Summit training camp.
Yeah, he might not, but it is what it is. Well, we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants here.
That's what we've
we were
done since
thinking
the
about.
beginning.
Yeah, that's all we've ever done. We were thinking about leaving the NBA and the NHL for the second part of the show.
Well, let's go get into F1, man. We got a lot to talk
Let's
about.
talk
with that.
about the old F1.
Let's hear some
man.
car sounds.
Yeah, let's hear some bzzz sounds. You know, man. Well, Max Verstappen.
You know what we need to do? I'm going to stop you real quick. I need to
Stop me.
tell Hannah that she needs to think of a good soundbite from one of her Real Housewives shows that's really a good clip of these girls and all the drama, because now would be the time to
Yeah.
play that. The
got
drama that
drama.
happened on Sunday. I mean, dude, it was like real world out there.
It was
crazy,
a little
man.
bit. We had some epic racing going on. If you happen to tune in, it started at 7 a.m. in the morning, which, it's tough to get up that early, especially on a Sunday.
Plus, you're an adult.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then you're just, wired to get up that early. Our new dogs, one of them is before my alarm goes off, staring at me.
That's like
Just
little man.
10 minutes before, and you're like, dude,
It's crazy. Their biological clock, they know when your your alarm goes
that
off,
alarm-
and then it's set. Theirs is a little bit before.
they're like, I'm gonna be fucking staring at him right
Yeah.
before it.
That's
fucking goes
creepy,
off.
man.
It is creepy.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I was up early. I watched the whole race. It was a very, very good race. Just the race between Lando Norris and Max Verstappen at the end was worth the price of admission. I mean, they were going at it.
And this is 3 weeks in a row. I
Yeah.
mean, if not, I don't know. I can't remember the fourth week before that. Let me pull up F1. Actually, I have it right here. I seriously just exited out of it. That's fucking great.
I hate when that happens, dude. The technology,
Damn
man.
Google Chromes, man.
But-
anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, dude. So I was at the hotel. I just got done getting some continental breakfast, and I see the headline.
I love a good continental breakfast.
It was actually decent, man. Cage-free eggs. It wasn't have you ever
my
gotten
God,
continental
cage.
breakfast
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like
the
the
eggs
worst
look
thing
like
ever.
sponge cake? It looks disgusting.
They're super fluffy, and your eggs
this
look
was
that.
the Fairfield Marriott kind of It's a decent hotel. So
Shout out Fairfield Marriott.
give us a sponsorship.
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
We need monies.
Dude, cage-free eggs, bacon. I had cereal. I haven't had cereal in fucking like 3 years.
No,
Oh man,
I've had cereal
it was fantastic.
recently.
So I had a headline and it said collision, Lando Norris and Max, and so I immediately turned on the race and I see George Russell's leading it, and then I finally see the highlights. And I mean, it's basically what are you on Team Max or what are you on Team Lando? Give us a rundown of what happened, Chris, because you watched.
So basically, what happened? I can't remember exact laps, but it was towards the end of the race. I want to say probably 10 to 15 laps left. There was a pit. There was an issue with Max Verstappen's team. It was the driver's side rear tire. They couldn't get it off for one, and then there was a little bit of time getting it back on, and the pit ended up lasting like 6 seconds, which is like 3 normal pit stops in the F1. Well, in the meantime, Lando Norris had a normal pit stop, so they came out. He was behind Max by like 4 or 5 seconds going into the pit, and he comes out of the pit behind him by less than 1 second. So they're on each other's ass. And he is doing everything he can to try and get around Max Verstappen. And you realize how good Max Verstappen is at driving a car when you're watching somebody predict somebody else's moves going into corners, knowing when they're going to brake, knowing when to cut over in front of them. Needless to say, they're both jockeying back and forth for position. Lando Norris is trying to jump in the inside corners to cut him off. None of it's working. He ends up getting I think it was a 5-second penalty for going off the track and trying to cut around him. And then it continues on. Had they given that penalty right then and there, and if the FIA didn't have to go, they take forever to review stuff. I don't understand why, especially when it's so immediate.
Blatant, yeah.
I don't know why you have to wait that long, but had they given him the penalty then, there wouldn't have been an issue. Max would have been in the lead no matter what, but instead they're still jockeying for position. They go into a corner. Lando has the inside, and if you're on the inside and you're right next to the white line, or on the outside, I'm sorry, if you're on the outside going into a corner and you reach the braking point, there's like literally a line painted where like once you enter that, you are no longer allowed to brake and like turn.
Okay.
You have to take that line into the corner. Well, Max he hits the braking point and you see him move over, and it pushes Lando out because you got to give him a car width going into the corner, and that's what happened. He pushes him and edges him out, and they end up hitting tires. They both end up getting punctures, and Max ends up driving around like half the course with like just this tire
just on the
about
rim
to fall off. He's able to make it back into the pits, ends up finishing in 5th, which is insane. After all
that,
he still finishes ahead of his own teammate Sergio Perez by like 15 seconds almost.
It's gonna be so embarrassing for Sergio, man.
Yeah, it's wild. But
Lando did not make it back in the race.
No, Lando they shut it down.
Him.
George Russell obviously takes advantage of both of them, falling back. He ends up winning, so Mercedes takes the win in Austria at the Qatar Airways GP. George Russell finishes with a time of 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 22 seconds. Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris's teammate, finishes in 2nd, and Carlos Sainz for Ferrari ends up finishing in 3rd.
Did you see what Sainz said to George Russell in the recap room when they watched the race afterwards?
Oh, about how he wouldn't have won if it wasn't for the wreck.
Yeah. He said, so George Russell's sitting there watching the wreck from Lando and Max, and he's like, oh, man, like, that's pretty crazy that happened. And Sainz like, yeah, that's pretty much why you won.
Yeah. You wouldn't be in this room.
Yeah.
None of us would. Maybe Oscar.
Maybe yeah.
Maybe you.
I was like, dude, it's so great for him to call him out like that.
It's always funny. The last 2 weeks, too, like, I've been watching. It's weird that they send them all to that little room to, like, hang out. But it is funny when they send the camera in there because the last 2 weeks they've had to cut back, and they're like, we apologize for any foul language you might have heard. Because it's just these British guys.
These guys are going to be pissed, man.
They're like in their 20s and they race cars, man. They're going to cuss.
But George Russell has had a good year. He's been doing decent. He's 7th right now in the driver standings. After the Austrian GP, Max Verstappen still sits at the lead at 237. points, and then Lando Norris at 156. He got a big lead on Lando after Lando not finishing, getting a DNF, and then Leclerc sitting at 150.
I got a lot of those in high school.
Yeah, you did. DNF.
Did not finish.
Yeah. Well, Red
Homework
Bull
assignments.
just extends because Sergio did finish in the top 10 finally, so he did.
Well, that's
get a
the
little
thing.
bit
He's
of points.
always finishing at the bottom of the points, but it is literally the bottom of the points. Like
Yeah.
he's getting bottom of the barrel points, and then Max is getting
25.
yeah.
So you get 25 if you win. I guess no, it's different it's different each time, I guess. Because one of these is like 44, 43, 44.
Yeah, I don't know how
I
they really
see.
break
Yeah.
that down.
I don't know why it's different. But anyway, Red Bull at 355 points, and Ferrari's climbing up there at 291.
Well,
George
they
Russell
keep,
just got that
They
win.
keep finishing in the middle of the pack. The only thing this time,
George Russell's from
Leclerc
Mercedes.
ends up finishing in 11th. He's out of the points, but more often than not, both of the Ferraris are right there between like 3rd and 7th or 2nd.
And same with McLaren. They're
Yeah.
always up there. So McLaren's at 268 at 3rd points, and then Mercedes at 4th at 196.
But I mean, just to go back to one of the clips we cut out last week was about pits and how important they are. You look at this race, like everybody was on the 2-pit schedule, and Verstappen, without the wreck, he's sitting at 2, but he ends up with 3. Leclerc ends up with 4. He ends up in 11. So pits are extremely, imperative.
I don't know if you've seen it, but ever since Leclerc won that Spanish GP, he has not done too well. He's
Yeah.
gotten 13th, I think. He got a DNF. Yeah, he's been in a slump.
Yeah, which is strange because Sainz is going to be on his way out. We know he's leaving, and it's just interesting to see somebody who has a chance to be he kind of already is the number 1, but now he's falling to the number 2 position in his own team.
Yeah, when the
at
other
the
guy's
most
on his way out.
time. So
Yeah.
definitely is a bummer, but it is what it is.
And the 3rd week of the triple headers coming up next week with where's it at? The British GP, the Silverstone Circuit at 8 a.m. on July 7th.
So we get a little bit of a later start. It is George Russell's hometown race.
That's right.
So,
yeah.
We'll see how well he does. Hopefully he can, maybe get a podium. After winning, you would hope that he's going to do good, but you got to hope that the 2 guys in front of you wreck again, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. That way you get a chance to move up. But,
yes. Where do you want to go next? What
Let's
should we
go
do?
to the old basketball.
Basketball? You want to go to basketball right now? You're
No,
nuts,
baseball.
Dude. Oh,
Basketball.
baseball. Oh, well, you still haven't seen that movie, so you can't use that reference.
Dude, I can still say
And
whatever I
until
want.
you watch that movie, I refuse to hear anything
You
about
don't
it.
get to police my words.
Dude, I'm doing it right now.
No.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, what should we go to, Chad?
MLB. That's what I
where
said,
I'm
baseball.
going. Oh,
Yeah,
you want me
yeah.
to play the thing?
Yeah. Just waiting on the cue.
I told you guys this is going to be a little bit of a wild episode, so...
Vaughn, a juvenile delinquent in the offseason in his major league debut.
Gonna light your ass up, meat.
Vaughn into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Yeah, that's right. We keep trying the corner of MLB, and it just keeps missing this year. I don't feel it. Do you feel it? Are you in it?
Yeah, we're halfway in it.
Well, your team's doing okay. So you
Yeah,
got that going
the
for
Royals
you.
are doing pretty good. They actually just recently, I was really surprised and glad. The Guardians, there's the Central Division is just loaded right now, despite the White Sox just being 31 games back of first place.
Yeah, basically, if you want to set up a parlay on any given day to win some money, I would just go over on runs and Rockies and White Sox to lose in both games.
You're
you're going to win 75% of the time.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. The White Sox are 24-63, playing really bad ball. But yeah, the Royals, they just had a 4-game series with the Guardians. It took 3 games out of that, so I was pretty pleased. But they are still in 3rd place, shockingly, because the Guardians are at 53-30. Then the Twins are at 48-37, and then the Royals at 47-40. But yeah, a little bit of a news. Pretty kind of went viral. Shohei Ohtani hit his 25th homer and hit a kid in the face.
He hit a child.
Yeah.
He hit a little baby boy.
There was like 4 adults trying to catch the ball.
All
They
of
all
them
whiffed
missed
on
it.
it, and it just nailed this probably like 8-year-old right in the forehead, man.
I think
Looked
you're
rough.
you're overzealous on 8. He looked like he was like 3. That kid might feel
Yeah,
the effects
probably,
of that
yeah.
baseball for the rest of his life. But
Seriously.
I hope not. But yeah, for all the dads with babies in hand catching balls with beers and hot dogs as well as they juggle it and still catch a ball, that kid did not have a father that was, you know, ready for anything and everything at any time.
It was pretty wild.
That child took a ball off the forehead, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. And the Yankees have been a little bit of a slump. They're 3-7 in their last 10 games, and the Orioles have gone up to first place and are game up on the Yankees, sitting at 54-31.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you cover all of the Central already?
Just the Central Division with the Royals, but
you
then the
didn't go down
East, and
everything,
then I'll
yeah.
go down just to the West. The Mariners sitting atop. This is kind of nuts too. The Rangers, last year's champs, not doing too hot. 39-46, 7 games back. The Mariners sit atop that division of first place, and the Astros are in second at 3 games back.
And the Athletics, who are looking for a new home, are in last place, 31-56.
Still better than the Rockies.
Leave the Rockies alone.
Yeah.
Well, let's move into the National League. In the East, the Philadelphia Phillies are in first with a winning record of 56 and 29 losses.
They're doing good.
Ahead of the Atlanta Braves with
think
a
that's the
record
best record in
of
baseball.
46 and 37. Yep. Phillies doing real good
Bryce
this year.
Harper,
good for
man.
them.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper's no joke. Still doing real good
Yes,
at
he
the
is.
old sports. In last place in the East, we got the Miami Marlins sitting at 30-55. They're doing real good.
Yep.
Moving to the Central Division, we got the Milwaukee Brewers at 51-35, ahead of the St. Louis Cardinals by 6 games. Cardinals are sitting at 44-40. And in last place, we got the Cubs sitting at 39-47, 12 games back of first place. Now let's move into the West, where my Rockies sit behind 2 of the most expensive teams in the MLB, the Los Angeles Dodgers, sitting at 53-33, and the San Diego Padres, who are 8.5 games back of the Dodgers at 46-43, and then the poor Rockies at 29-56.
Not doing too hot.
Yeah, thank God for the White Sox is all I got to say, because the Rockies are on pace to lose 107 games, I believe, right now. So
Probably going to be more.
Leave them alone, Chad.
Well,
you know?
they need Bud Black needs to get fired, and they need to
Why
get
would you
somebody else.
fire him? He can't do anything.
You know they're about to take on
Here's
the-
a farm team and try and play him in the MLB.
Well, maybe we should make a wager. My Royals are going to be playing them in a 3-game series starting on the 5th.
Sweep.
Yep. Let's go back to the picture that I've brought up to you guys before. I just shared this to the Fringe Fanatics story just earlier today. Saw this stat yesterday. Thought it was really cool. Every pitcher in history to strike out 70 batters in their first 9 games of their MLB career while not allowing more than a dozen runs. Paul Skeens. That's it. That's the list.
The one, the only.
Dude is throwing heat this year. It's like 9 strikeouts every time he gets on the mound. I was really shocked. The Braves actually beat him the other day in extra innings. But he only gave up one run, but it was their relief pitchers for the Pirates that kind of ruined the game, blew the save.
Yeah. I mean, for a league that's been around since 1876, you know, it's wild when you're the only one.
Dude, he's throwing heaters, man. It's just nothing but 100-mile-per-hour fastballs, and that's it.
Yeah, and he's just mowing people down.
Yep.
Yeah, it's getting to that point now where you're seeing these guys where it's like, I don't know how you're expected to hit this stuff. A lot of them, it's just like nobody's seen anything like this. I mean, you go back to like the Monarchs and stuff, like a lot of those guys on that team were throwing stuff they don't throw anymore, and a lot of them, like, they talk about like some of like the miles per hour they're hitting back then, and like, you know, I just don't get how now with these pitchers who are just spending years and years and years. Nobody was back then started when they were like 7 years old and were a pitcher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like
the
you
thing.
might have played baseball,
Yeah.
but nobody was like, hey, you're 8, you got a good arm, you're going to pitch now for the rest of your life.
And then after
and you're going to have Tommy John when you're 18 years old.
yeah, and then in the off season,
and then you're the rookie.
you're going to go to a baseball camp that's hosted by like Bryce Harper or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like it's year round.
Well, that's the thing, and you know, we get into this all the time, like when our dads or whoever are talking about, like, oh, you know, back in, you know, Sandy Koufax pitched, you know, 9 innings every game he pitched, and it's like, yeah, but he wasn't 7 pitching 9 or 7 innings
Yeah.
as a kid for most of his life, and then, you know, just nonstop throwing. Like, these guys have so much more wear and tear, or, you know, like the NFL thing when they're like, oh, you know, these guys are they're pussies, you know, they can't hit anymore, and nobody wants to play football. And I'm like, yeah, but nobody was as big and as fast as they are.
Oh, dude, they're
now,
bigger and
dude.
stronger
You
than
know
they
what I mean?
ever have
Yeah, you
been,
got like
man.
300-pound dudes running like 4.8 40s.
I mean, they just keep getting faster, bigger, stronger.
It's like this $6 million man.
It is, but in the NFL. Yeah. Well, I mean, I always go back to like what Deion Sanders said, dude. Deion Sanders was a multi-sport athlete, and even in high school, I believe he lettered in basketball and was like also really good at basketball. But was interviewed once, and he said after playing football and baseball professionally, the hardest thing I ever had to do was hit a baseball.
Yeah, and honestly, I guess it's fast pitch softball is even harder to hit
Dude,
than baseball.
oh God, my mom
From
shared
like
this
60
reel.
feet away.
Oh, dude, my mom shared this reel to me the other day, and it was probably like 15 maybe years ago, where Jenny Finch, remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah, really hot. She was throwing in like a celebrity game, and I think it was Albert Pujols that was trying to hit. She struck him out.
You're like, what the hell was that?
I don't understand how you hit a softball throw, man.
Well,
Like,
they do like weird rising pitches.
You got to do like that whole motion. That seems like it would be hypnotizing. Like you don't know where the ball's coming from.
Yeah, it's like watching like those guys who throw like sidearm.
Yeah.
The crazy pitches.
And then the submarine pitches, man.
Yeah. It's coming from your knee, and you're just like, I don't know where the release point is. How am I supposed to hit that?
Dude, the past 3 years, baseball's got me back into it. I love it, man. I've been following it, and it's helped that the Royals are doing good. Bobby Witt has the best batting average right now in baseball.
Well, that's cool.
Yep.
We got an old dude that people are excited about because he hit
Blackman?
a walk-off. No, it's not Blackman. I don't even remember his name.
Okay.
Ezekiel Tovar is like our good guy that we signed. I believe he's a shortstop, but yeah.
That's cool.
It sucks when your team sucks. It's hard to get into it. It's going to be that way with the NFL now.
Never know, man. Never know.
Bo Nix, here we go. Anyways,
time.
well, should we
I think we should move to the musical break, man.
Let's
What do you
do
think?
it. Let's do it. Well, we kind of alluded to it earlier. The musical break this week is the Soap Girls. Let me find out where they're from, because I should know this, since we are supposed to technically be playing with them on 7/21, which is a Sunday. You know, normally I don't like to play on school nights, but we thought this sounds like a fun band to play with. They are a South African-based rock band consisting of French-born, South African-raised sisters Noemi Debray and Camilla Debray.
Nice.
So yeah, if you check out their videos on YouTube, most of them are uncensored. They do play topless a lot. It looked like it was going to be a really fun show, but it does seem they are having a little bit of issues with their visa, so we'll see if it happens. But the name of this song is Psycho, and it's off their 4th album. But check it out. Let us know what you think. Make sure to go give them a like and a follow, and as always, do the same for us. We love you guys. We'll be right back.
I'm not afraid of the dark. I walk in with my eyes closed. I know who you are. Neon guard with a halo. Licking my scars. Tasted faded rainbows. psycho, dealing with the psycho.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of episode 90. You just heard the Soap Girls, and as we mentioned, they are hailing out of South America. But if you liked what you heard, make sure to go like and follow them on all things streaming, and as well, if you want to go see where they're touring, like I said, there's a little bit of issues with their tour right now, but they are going to be adding new dates soon. You can find them at thesoapgirls.com. You can find music there, find merch, find where they're touring, where they're playing. Make sure to go give them a like and a follow. And as always, do the same for us, because it's all about community here.
That's right.
You know?
Yep.
We all need to like each other's shit, because without that, what makes the world go?
I like them. I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're definitely good. They got a good sound. If you go check out their YouTube, make sure that there's no children around, because there are uncensored videos on their YouTube.
Yeah.
And we like to play topless. So to them and to episode 90,
That's right.
it's a shot at the turn. We don't do
Got
this
it.
that
I
often
know.
anymore.
We've had a couple dry
But
episodes.
it's you know, a holiday. It's a holiday a lot of us are torn about sometimes, you know.
That's right.
But it's a holiday nonetheless. We don't have to go to work tomorrow. So cheers to no work.
Cheers to America.
Friends and
Back-to-back world champs.
Woo!
Let's go. You know what? Britain,
We're bad at soccer, though.
Yeah, dude. That sucked, man.
We're bad at soccer.
We suck. But you know
But-
what? Tomorrow, all the British have to go to work tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
we
We don't. So
Damn
that's a
right.
good point. So cheers to that.
Cheers, sir.
Clink the glasses. Hit
America.
the table.
Tingles your spine.
Do that and then hit the...
They call that the double dose of jolting.
yeah. I feel good. I feel alive. I feel well.
Oh, my Lanta. Let's
Oh,
go.
my Lanta.
All right.
We did the MLB thing.
You want to get into some NHL?
Let's do NBA.
All right,
Let's get
into
done NHL. Here we go. Oh, it's not good to do that in the middle of the show because
My eyes are all watering.
you're like affected. There's
It's
no
crazy.
way
That
to,
one
like-
has lasted way longer, I feel like, than the last one. I used to keep the other one like in my car, and I wonder if that's why.
You're bringing that to work, and I want to see Bobby do it.
Bobby Baca.
We're gonna have Bobby on one day because I'm trying to. It's a bad word to say, but I'm trying to groom Bobby into being our producer. I think we can do it. I've already changed his name at work. His name is Aiden Robert Baca, but upon hearing that his middle name was Robert, I decided that the fact that he didn't go by Bobby Baca for most of his life was a travesty.
Yeah.
And so now at work, literally everybody calls him Bobby. He's Bobby Baca.
It just sounds better.
It does sound better, and honestly, I think Bobby Baca behind the glass is probably one of the coolest ways to cut to a producer in podcast
You got
/
a
radio
tear
history.
running down
It's
your cheek,
fine.
dude.
That
That's
tear
hilarious.
is a single tear
saw that.
for Bobby Baca.
Yeah.
Look at that, Bobby. I'm crying for you.
Yep.
Look.
Come on, Bobby. Just come on, man.
You know, I don't know what his plans are in life, but
Being our producer needs to be one of them.
I think that's probably what's going to happen. But it's time to get into the NBA. Let's not digress on Bobby Baca too much. But speaking of Bobbies and Bronnies and LeBronies, LeBron James is staying with the Lakers. Big surprise.
Yep. Signed a $52 million deal.
Yeah, 2-year, $104 million deal.
Team-friendly deal, I guess.
Yeah, you know. Well, you got Bronny, so what else do you need?
Yeah.
'Cause
Who's going to be making $7.6 million.
Is that no? Oh, 7.9. 4-year, $7.9 million deal with the Lakers, which is a lot for a rookie.
Yeah, I saw a post that said last year's 55th pick, the same as him, was going to be making
Nothing.
like $700,000.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Well, it's just like we were talking about the other night when the draft was happening. Like this draft, the second night, has never happened before, where we're watching it like we are.
Yeah.
Where it's like a whole to-do on ESPN on prime time. The whole reason we were watching that was because of Bronny.
Yeah.
They literally created a second day of the draft to watch because we all wanted to watch what would inevitably happen.
Well, I'm glad I didn't watch it.
Which I did watch that part.
Yeah.
I watched the Nuggets pick the first night. I watched Bronny, and then I watched the second Nuggets pick.
Cool.
And that was it. But
well, how about we get to the biggest free agent
one other
side?
thing real quick, because this did happen before we came on the air. Jonte Porter will now be facing federal felony charges.
Yep. He's going to be in big trouble.
Yeah, it's getting worse. The sports betting scandal, which we haven't even got into, like how far in every sport this is kind of spiderwebbed out, because it's in the MLB. There's been guys getting, banned for life in the MLB, in the NBA. There's guys getting suspended in the NFL. So it's getting wild, but I did just want to throw that out there. We'll let it see what's going to happen there. But he has been basically charged with felonies now in regards to point shaving and the like. So
Yeah, serves him right. You can't be doing
but
that.
take us into the good news, which is NBA free agency, Chad.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on. It's a lot more exciting than football, that's for sure. There's a lot of signings. So, to me, the one that broke my heart the most, I was really hoping Klay Thompson would come to the Nuggets. He signs a I don't see the deal. But he
Klay
signs
Thompson?
with the Mavericks. Perfect fit. As we saw last year in the finals, the Mavs could not hit three-pointers. They were open, but they just couldn't hit them. Now you get a guy like Klay Thompson. Brian Windhorst is saying that Klay during the season will probably put up 400 to 500 threes. And
That's insane.
yeah, so pretty much just be a sharpshooter for the Mavs. But it does leave the question, you still need help with defense. You got a guy like Luka who was a complete hole on defense, and then Kyrie that doesn't play much defense.
That's one thing that we're gonna have to really break down is how bad Luka is on defense. Like,
horrible.
It was.
They targeted him.
If you look at some like the reels, like highlight reels of him just getting blown by. Yeah, he looks like a cone out there.
Yeah, and it's not. There's like zero effort. There's that, and then there's the lack of defense because he's not even on defense because he's still complaining with the refs. The kid he's young. He's got a lot of maturing to do.
We had to deal with that with Jokic, dude. Remember his first his third year when he finally started when Yusuf Nurkic left. And it was like, okay, this is Jokic's team. He would bitch and moan after every play. And it's the whole team's down on defense, and you're still crying to the ref. And it costs Luka
4-on-5
a championship.
Yeah, when you're a 4-on-5, that's easy. You can take advantage of that. But yeah, that's the big one. Klay Thompson signs with the Mavs. To me, the way it's been talked about is that they're already an NBA Finals caliber team. Now all they did is get better. The guys that have departed, Derrick Jones Jr. went to the Clippers, Tim Hardaway Jr. Departed via trade to the Pistons, and then Josh Green via trade to the Hornets. So they have a few key pieces on the bench to fill, but big addition with Klay Thompson. I mean, that's the Splash Brothers, dude. I mean, it's 12 years. That's crazy.
Well, it's the end of an era. They changed the way the NBA is played. I mean, if you look at this next generation of guys coming in, they basically are most of them are modeling their game after Klay and Steph.
Yeah,
a lot, unless you're over 7 foot, and then it's Jokic. You know what I mean? But if you're under 7 foot, you're trying to shoot threes like there's no tomorrow. And Klay Thompson and Steph are the best front court of a team, backcourt of a team that we've seen to date.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, 4 championships, that says it all right there.
Did you see how pissed his dad was, though?
Yeah, his dad was really mad. He wanted him to go to the Lakers. Yeah.
Like, legit, yeah.
Well, it's
I'm
crazy.
Disappointed
I never realized
he hit him with the disappointed, dude.
Yeah,
I'm not even mad. I'm disappointed.
Just disappointed. That's sad, dude. That's when you really know you let him down. Let's go to the New York Knicks. OG Anunoby returns on a 5-year deal. He gets paid big money. They also added Mikal Bridges, Mr. Iron Man, who started I believe it's like up to 300 some games in a row. Going back to college, I believe it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's just talk about the fact that we now have, I think this has to be the first time we've had this many guys from a college team on a starting 5.
Yeah, the same team too.
4.
It wasn't even like they played at different times at Villanova. They all played on the championship team that unfortunately beat KU in the Final Four to go to win the national championship. You got it starts with a V. Why can't I say Dante Vincenzo? Why
Dante DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, and then there's another one I'm forgetting right now. Oh, Josh Hart.
Yeah.
Yep, Josh Hart. So 4, and then you'll get Julius Randle
back. Yeah, eventually.
Back from injury. And then so Mikal Bridges joins that team. And then the big one is OG Anunoby returns. So they are really trying to compete with the Celtics.
Well, and let's just move to the Celtics as they found a way to beat the apron. Man, they've figured it out.
It blows my mind. How is it that the Nuggets can't sign anybody, but the Celtics have been able to sign Drew Holiday, Derek White to an extension? Jason Tatum is now the highest paid player in NBA history.
Because you can sign any of your own free agents as much as you want. Your own free agents, when you're in the second apron, are the only thing you can sign. If anybody, regardless of what the amount is a free agent, they're the only person you can sign if you're in the second apron. You cannot go and sign a Paul George. You cannot go and sign any of these big free agents, and that's where the Nuggets find themselves
So
at.
why couldn't they just sign KCP to
They
big
could
money?
have.
But
They
he
could
just didn't
have,
want to.
but what he went for, that $22 million, they could not have paid without going and overextending themselves into the second apron and having to pay an insane tax, which just goes to the other teams that are under the apron. That's why they're hamstrung. It's like I told, and I heard you and Dan talking about this at work today, but the whole reason they're in this position is because literally before the CBA was signed, they went and got their 3 max contracts when it was a totally different landscape.
Yeah.
When everything was free and wide and you could do whatever the hell you wanted. And then the next year, the CBA was signed and the second apron was placed. So the Nuggets were playing on a different ball field when the rules changed, and now they're screwed.
Yeah.
And this is why the Celtics are geniuses. Because they signed everybody.
And their owners are geniuses.
I think 14
they...
out of 15 people they re-signed back.
Wow.
That's how you beat it.
Yeah.
You sign all your own guys. Luke Cornett returns on a 1-year deal. Neemias Queta returns on a multi-year deal. Jason Tatum signs the biggest contract in NBA history. 5-year max extension. Derek White agrees to a 4-year extension. You can do all of that as long as they're your players.
Yeah.
This is why parity, this is why we've had, in the last 6 years, 6 different NBA champions.
Yeah, it's so hard to repeat.
They're now making parity how it's going to go.
Yep.
You don't have a chance. You can't be the Dodgers and just spend and spend and spend with no repercussions.
What they're trying to eliminate is like the big threes, the super teams,
you can't have
and
super
stuff.
teams anymore.
Yep.
You get 3 guys, and if you got those 3 guys, you better hope they're real good.
Real good,
and
yep.
you drafted well.
And not
Otherwise,
MPJ who goes cold.
You're screwed.
Yep.
And that's the thing, and that's why the Nuggets haven't done anything. And we've been bitching about they can't do anything.
They just can't.
And it's like I told you today, literally all they could do is sign a mid-level guy to a $5 million contract and hope to God you can get Russell Westbrook at 4. That's it.
Yep.
I do think, though, the more we talk about it, I don't want to totally go off on a tangent on the Nuggets, but I do think Russell Westbrook, in the role that he is as a 6th man, is a benefit for the bench.
No, I really think he could be, because you think Christian Brown's going to step in for the KCP role.
He has to.
Yeah, he has to step
He's
up.
now
hopefully.
a starter.
Yep, he
Yeah.
has to be able to play well.
You're starting.
And then we got Westbrook running the second unit.
Yep.
We just need, and then we drafted. I was going to say we drafted.
Start.
But this is where it lies. Malone has to play these young guys.
And there's thoughts that this is Calvin Booth being like, you have no other options.
Yeah, that could be it.
You have to play this guy that we drafted. Otherwise, you don't got nobody else.
Yeah.
Because
he gets so
when
stubborn.
They got DeAndre back, when they signed DeAndre, that was a sign.
Yeah.
You basically just paid the league minimum, the vet minimum for a coach.
Yeah, he's old. He's basically
not starting.
He's our Udonis Haslem.
Exactly.
Yep.
You're paying for a bench coach, and now you're just handcuffed to the point where it's unless you're the Celtics, and I hate to say it, I look into the fact that they just sold the team. They put the team up for sale after winning a championship and signing all these guys because you got 2 years before you're screwed.
And it's smart because they're like, we're going to make so much money. They're now, I think I heard they're worth $7 billion.
Well, they're saying they're worth about 4. It's going to sell for like 8.
Yeah.
They're thinking.
Right. So they're going to make a lot of money on it, and the new owners are the ones that are going to have to pay all these guys. Yeah, so
it's genius.
It's genius move by these guys.
It seriously is ingenious.
Yeah, seriously, Boston business right there. Yeah. Well, let's move to the Oklahoma City Thunder, where they got rid of Josh.
The best team in the West, dude.
Yep.
The best in the West.
They got rid of Josh Giddey. He went to the Bulls, and then Alex Caruso joined via trade from the Bulls. A lot of people are talking that's a really good addition.
Hey, dude, I would have loved to have had that guy as a second.
He's a really good
bench
defensive
point
player,
guard.
man.
Yeah.
Really good defensive player. The big one to me, I didn't realize how tall this guy is. Isaiah Hardenstein, however Bernstein you want to say it, agrees on a 3-year deal. Now they have 2 7-footers with Holmgren and Hardenstein.
Yeah, and what kills the Nuggets?
Bigs. Yep.
What killed the Nuggets? 3 7-footers.
As soon as I saw
rotating,
I didn't realize Hardenstein was that big. As soon as I saw that, my first thought was like, they're doing the same thing as the Timberwolves. They're going big.
All you have to do in the West is get out of the West, and the East is wide open. And teams are realizing that
until
now.
you get to the Celtics, really, because I mean, the Celtics are the team to beat. There's no doubt about it.
I think now the Celtics and the Knicks. With what the Knicks did, I hate to say it, we have yet to see how it's going to play out, but they became one of the best teams in the East with all of their moves this offseason.
To me, I totally agree. I just need to see them stay healthy.
Yeah,
Julius Randle has a long injury history. The same with Jalen Brunson. I mean, Jalen Brunson is amazing, but he plays so hard. He reminds me of Dwayne Wade.
Well, and speaking of Hardenstein, they just lost Hardenstein. So
exactly. That's another one, too.
But I do feel like they've got to be like 2 right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's get to this one as well, because I should have covered this one earlier. The 76ers.
What'd they do?
Joel Embiid finally got some help again.
Let's just see, though. Do you think there's going to be tampering issues that come out of this? Because
when they were up on the broadcast thing?
On the finals?
Yeah.
When he said maybe we'll make some moves and then did like one of these right at Paul George as he was sitting next to him.
Well, I think because it wasn't well, that's different. If it's a player, I don't think it's a player.
Yeah, but look what just happened with Kirk Cousins and the Falcons, dude.
But that was with an executive. That's the difference. It wasn't with an executive with the 76ers.
But then what's the point of
tampering? I mean, any player.
What's the point of tampering then?
Because the executives
social
are the
media
ones.
Now?
Yeah. Tampering is stupid. Well, anyway, they re-signed Tyrese Maxey to a huge deal, 5-year extension. Kelly Oubre, ex-Jayhawk, returns on a 2-year deal. And then they added Andre Drummond and Paul George. Self-proclaimed playoff Paul George.
Yeah. Well, and then Eric Gordon, too. Another like point guard, shooting guard hybrid that I think in terms of depth is huge.
But, I mean, to me, it's just like on paper. Because, I mean, we thought the same thing with James Harden. But when you got a guy like Joel Embiid that's going to be the ball hog. And, yeah, he'll put up maybe 40, maybe sometimes 50 points sometimes, get 20 rebounds. That's all good and fine. But, like, it doesn't mean shit when everybody else can't really score.
Exactly.
You're top-heavy.
Well, in case in point with the Suns, when you have 3 guys who score, who's going to score the most? Eventually, none of them.
Yeah. I heard that they are paying 500-some mil total.
Oh, and luxury tax?
Yeah.
Oh, well, and then what pisses me off, too, is look at their additions. Monte Morris and Mason Plumlee.
Yeah, I saw the list.
Would those not be the 2 best additions for the Nuggets?
Exactly.
Backup point guard, backup center.
No, I saw a list of all the
Bummed me out
ex-Nuggets
so much,
that
dude.
they have just pretty much. I saw.
Bull.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's a good meme of that girl that's like copying off somebody in class.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. I mean, Monte Morris, Mason Plumlee, Bull, Jurkic. He was an ex-Nugget.
Took the
you know?
yeah.
It's crazy.
They're
They're
draft
basically
pick
just
that they
trying
just gave away because they're like, the guy we drafted during a Taco Bell commercial is apparently the best fucking basketball player ever.
Yeah. The last one I want to just cover, the San Antonio Spurs. They signed Chris Paul to a 1-year deal. This may not sound like much. I didn't want the Nuggets to get him because it just wasn't a good fit. But there's a good graphic out there that shows teams' winning percentages before Paul and then afterwards. The dude knows basketball. He may get hurt. He's old. He may only be able to play 20 minutes, but he will elevate your team. I mean, it was just nuts. Like, you look at the list, I mean, every team he played for, he boosted their winning percentage up by like 0.200 at least.
Yeah. The guy's a really good floor general. He's not going to be the best ever, but he's probably going to go down as top 5 for sure, top 10 point guard of all time.
His basketball IQ is so high.
Yeah, he just has never done it when it matters most. Or has he? Did he win?
He's never won a championship.
I didn't think he did. No, he's been chasing it forever. I was trying to think now. It's so hard with all these super teams to keep track of who's been on what teams.
And he's now completed the rainbow where he's played on every team to make the rainbow. But I'm really interested to see if that's going to make the Spurs any better because, I mean, it's well known that Greg Popovich is a big fan of Chris Paul. So, you know, get a wizard like...
Well, you've got a guy like that with, Wemby.
It's going to be good.
Yeah,
it should be good.
They're definitely...
The West is just getting ridiculous, man. I'm interested to see who the Warriors sign.
That's true.
A lot of people...
The Warriors are screwed. The Warriors are at that point right now where they got to rebuild.
What do you mean, why? They still have cap space to...
They do, but, I mean, your core is gone.
Well, just Klay Thompson, because...
How long is that?
No, they still have... This foreign, this Euro player, I can't think of his goddamn name right now. But a lot of people are thinking that they're in talks along with I think the Mavs and I think the Lakers to get Lauri Markkanen from the Jazz. That would be a great addition. They still have room to get another good role player.
You know what I would love for the Nuggets to just be like, here's MPJ. Throw us back some picks and give us Markkanen, dude.
Every time I see an
ESPN
ESPN headline and I see, this person signed or anything like this, and it's not the Nuggets, I get so ticked off, man.
I keep trying to tell you, dude, you got to temper that because they can't do anything.
To me, it's like that Peter Griffin meme where it's like, just poking a stick. Just do something.
Do something. Come on.
Doing nothing.
All right. Well, let's get into the penalty box. Speaking of which, we'll talk about this on air, but I want to, moving forward, let's just call each thing, like the NFL, let's come up with a name for it.
Okay.
Gridiron.
Yeah.
Grundle. I don't know.
Yeah. Pigskin party.
Pigskin. Yeah.
We'll think of something.
But let's think of shit like that. Let's not call it headlines. Let's just each NFL is its thing.
Yep.
NBA is its thing.
I'm down.
We'll do that. But let's get into the penalty box. We got that one figured out.
Cool.
I like this one.
I'll work on that.
So we'll play
you
on that.
do that. You go to the box. 2 minutes by yourself, and you feel shame.
You feel shame.
And then you get free.
And then you get free. So real quick, though, getting into a couple things. The NHL awards did happen last week. I loved the way they did the awards. 1 hour, it's 5 to 6 on ESPN.
Oh,
and
God.
it's over.
Yeah.
No, it's not the ESPYs. It's not,
The ESPYs are so dumb.
It's not the Oscars where it's like, why are we here 4 hours later still? And we didn't even see half of the awards. The NHL did it smart. They they did the Hart Trophy, the Todd Lindsay Award, and the Vezina Trophy and the Calder Memorial Trophy. The Hart Trophy is basically the writers picking the MVP, which was Nathan McKinnon. The Lindsay Trophy is the same thing, but picked by the players, which was also Nathan McKinnon. He had a very good year this year. Going to the Vezina, Hellebuck of the Jets wins the Vezina Trophy as the top goalie in the NHL. And then, as we all suspected, Connor Bedard wins the Calder Trophy as the NHL Rookie of the Year. We will only expect much more from him moving forward. But that wraps up the NHL awards. Moving in, we're not going to spend as much time because we're already almost at an hour and a half. We got like 13 minutes. But we're just going to roll down the top 5 signings of the unrestricted free agents in the NHL. This year, the biggest free agency signing was Steven Stamkos. He ends up signing a 4-year, $32 million deal with the Nashville Predators on Monday. The Nashville Predators just about signed anybody and everybody they could. They also signed Jonathan Marchessault, which is the second top unrestricted free agent. He signs for a 5-year, $27.5 million deal with the Nashville Predators. So the NHL Central, where our Colorado Avalanche lie, it just got a lot harder because the Predators just got so much better.
Yeah.
When you look at their top 3 lines, it's almost disgusting. Number 3, top undrafted free agent in the NHL, Brandon Montour signs a 7-year, $50 million deal with the Seattle Kraken on Monday. One of the few moves they made. The Kraken are kind of in a weird spot. They don't really know how to move forward. They're trying to figure it out, but the Montour signing is a good thing. We'll see how it works out for them. Moving on to number 4, Elias Lindholm signs a 7-year, $54.25 million deal with the Boston Bruins on Monday, bolstering up the Bruins lines as they continue to be one of the top teams in the NHL. They won the President's Cup trophy 2 years ago, and they were in the playoffs this last year, so they keep making the right moves. Finally, a former Avalanche player, number 5 on the UFA free agent list, Matt Duchene, re-signs with the Dallas Stars on a 1-year, $3 million deal on Monday. Good for him. He was kind of the guy who was the throwaway from when the McKinnon and all the new guys, the Landeskog's kind of took over for the Avalanche, and he's gone on to do great things with other teams, and now he's on another team that's always contending in the West with the Stars. So good for them. That's going to wrap up the NHL. I don't got anything else. Do you have anything else, Chad?
No. That's all.
I didn't think you did. I could tell just by your you were.
I know hockey, but not well enough to know all these guys.
It's okay. Shit, we gotta pick a DDOE. Let's do that right now. Do you want to do the 16-year-old?
Sure.
All
do you want to do that or the rec center?
Oh, let's do the rec center. I don't have a rec center, but we'll talk about your rec center, and then maybe I'll come up with one.
We could still talk about that 16-year-old because that was pretty amazing.
All right, well, let's do that because we at least have a thing for that. So right now, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. John Daly, who I believe we shared this weekend a little video of him barefoot, probably drunk, hitting
that was pretty cool.
A hole-in-one on a par 3.
Yeah, like it was nothing.
Yeah, just like, like whatever. Watch this. Boom. Like on the fly too. It went in the hole.
Yeah.
He is a legend, and this kid we're going to talk about is probably also going to be a legend, but John Daly's about to hit it hard right now.
I hit it hard, man. So far, man. No laying up, no holding back. Ain't afraid of nothing, it's a natural fact. I hit it long, man. Till it's gone, man.
Gone.
Keep taking chances.
Living large. I hit it hard. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the end of episode 90, and you are about to hear the Daily Dose of Excellence, which Every week, we feature somebody who's done something awesome, impeccable, incomparable. And this week, we feature U.S. sprinter. See what I did there? I turned feature and sprinter into one word. Finter. U.S. sprinter Quincy Wilson, at the age of 16, is set to become the youngest ever male track Olympian. After this week, he let's see here.
He ran the 4x4
Yeah,
meter
4x400.
relay.
Yeah, you got it. Take it over,
Yep.
Chad. Take it over. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ. I'm
sharing
falling
the
apart
news
over
on
here.
his Instagram on Sunday, Wilson wrote, "We going to the Olympics." Yeah, it was nuts, dude. The kid doesn't even look like he's 16. He looks like he's like 13. And
He does look very
like
young.
if you look at the other sprinters next to him, it's like this doesn't even look fair. I mean, he's short, it's pretty scrawny, but the dude can move.
He can.
And he did qualify for the Olympic Games in Paris. Pretty incredible. Set to be the youngest sprinter, I think, in
He's the
Olympic
youngest, I think, athlete in Olympics.
history. Yeah.
At 16.
I wonder about the gymnastics, because I know gymnastics always got a bunch of young ones in there and
Let me
stuff
see.
too.
Let's Google it.
Yeah.
Youngest-
But Wilson's selection comes after a brilliant debut at the U.S. Olympic trials last week, where he twice broke a 400-meter world record. Despite failing to qualify for the 400-meter, finishing sixth in the final, Wilson still ran an under-18 world record of 44.59 seconds in the semifinals on Sunday, 2 days after he initially broke the record with the time of 44.66.
Well, look at this, Chad. We're learning new things here. This was 2 days ago. Gymnast Hesley Rivera is the youngest U.S. athlete to qualify for the Paris Olympics. So
There
look
we
at
go.
this. She is now the youngest athlete in the entire U.S. delegation headed to the 2024 Olympic Games after earning a coveted spot on the women's gymnastic team.
Well,
So-
I love this, man, because like 4th of July is tomorrow. We're trying to
America.
talk about these
Fuck
American
yeah.
athletes that are going to go over there and win the entire Olympics. We know this.
We hope.
Yeah.
But, you know,
We'll
it's,
see.
it's in the world, you know? Everybody's good. you know?
Everybody's
But-
good, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We are fast.
Rivera and Robertson tied for the highest overall beam score with a score of 27.975, according to USA Gymnastics, and that was at the trials in Minneapolis last weekend. So look at that. We go from one young Olympic athlete to the other and not even knew that the other existed
Pretty
until
crazy.
this last one. So big ups to Hesley Rivera and Quincy Wilson.
We wish
will
you
be
luck in Paris.
Yes, we will be cheering them on in Paris. We've reached the end of the episode. And if you've made it this far, we appreciate you. Make sure to go like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all things social media. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Leave a comment. Review us on anything and everything. We love you all. Chad, I love you, buddy.
Hey, next week we're going to be having a Vikings insider on from Locked On Vikings. So anybody that's a Vikings fan, check
Tune
it
in
out.
And tune out. Love you guys.
Farewell.